Hey everyone, so today we're gonna talk about success. What does it really mean to be successful, right? So I think that's probably one of the hardest questions in the world, right? How do you measure being successful in life? Hmm. Because this really depends on everybody, right? Everybody has their own perspective in life about this, right? You know, for some people, success is about being happy. Some people, it's about money, you know, careers, titles, and all that stuff, right? So what I like to do is I have a framework where you tend to categorize the areas of success or fulfillment in life, right? Under 6 different areas. The first one would be health. Second would be wealth. Third would be relationships. Fourth would be career. Six would be purpose. And the last one I actually put in is mental wellness, okay? So I think to be very happy and successful in life, at least for me, it's important to have this balance in your life, and you have to be balanced in all these 6 areas, right? You can't just have like one area to be like so high and then the other area to be so low, right? So there's an imbalance there, and it usually doesn't work out that way, and people find that, you know, when certain things are lacking in their life, it doesn't really help them be successful as well, because it's all interconnected, right? All these different areas, they're connected in your life. So one area in life would definitely be affecting the other areas in life as well. So it's important to have a good balance between these 6 areas, okay? And yeah, for me, if I want to share my own story, I felt that in the past, uh, what, how many years ago, I was in a corporate job, right? It seems so long ago already. And yeah, I basically left the job because although on the surface it looked like I was having the titles, I was having the money, you know, I worked in a good brand, I worked for a good brand, I worked for, you know, I had company, I had community of people there, and you know, I really enjoyed my work. But inside there was something lacking, and I was really not very happy inside, okay? I was basically burned out, overworked. You know, it was a toxic work environment. I felt although I was getting all this money and, you know, fulfillment in my job, I was not happy inside, okay? So I spent the last 3 to 4 years instead prioritizing my mental wellness, okay? So that's the other aspect in my life, right? So I kind of gave up, you know, the money and the wealth part. I kind of gave up my career in that sense, and yeah, I left the corporate world, I left that job, and then I went out to do some healing work. I did a lot of inner work. I went for counseling, you know, I did a lot of meditation, self-reflection, you know, so I really prioritized my own mental wellness at that point. So for 3 to 4 years, that's basically what I worked on, and that was my priority. So that part was very high. Yeah, the rest of it maybe not so much, right? Because I went to freelance, and then yeah, I wasn't earning as much and I didn't work as many hours. I basically gave up a career to start something else. But it was not my huge priority in life. So I was working more on myself, right? So now I'm really feeling like I'm at that stage where I want to take the next step, right? So I can bring more balance into my life. So I can get back into this whole thing about my career, my purpose in life, and contributing to the world. So this is basically kind of what I'm really enjoying. I kind of stumbled upon it while I was doing that inner work and exploring, right? I found out that I really enjoyed teaching and, well, coaching and disseminating self-help tips, creating content. You know, this was the most important thing for me. I felt like I finally, once again, I was finding my purpose in life, and it felt good. It felt very good. So I'm so happy and blessed to be here every day, to be able to do this. Yeah, and to contribute in my own way to everyone else here. So I think for me, at least this purpose part, right, is very important. It's the part that really drives everything else in my life. It really motivates me, it fuels me, it gives me a sense of fulfillment, right? Because I'm not really about you know, all this material stuff. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I understand people want to have it, and yeah, there's a certain amount of material lifestyle and material goods, you know, that will make you happy. But for me, at this point in time, I'm more concerned about purpose, right? And giving back, contributing, adding value to this world. That's what I want to do with all this content here. So I'm very blessed. I feel very happy to be here. And yes, I've made a chart for you guys. So there's going to be a chart about the 6 different areas in your life and how you can find success. And then we're going to go through some questions about it, and then you can rank yourself on the different levels, okay? So what I really want to do is just give you more content like this. So let me know if it's helpful for you. Hi. So today we're going to talk about the 6 pillars of success. So these are the 6 categories that we're using to chart out and assess our amount of fulfillment and success in life. Okay, so we have the 6 categories, and here they are. It's health, wealth, relationships, career, purpose, and mental wellness. So in the next few slides, we're going to go through each of the different categories and ask yourself a bunch of different questions for the self-assessment. And you're going to rank yourself on a score of 1 to 10, roughly 10 being the highest, of course. And then you're going to give yourself a score for each category. And later on, we're going to use all this information in a chart, and we're going to plot it out in a chart so that you can see an overall view of how you are doing so far in your life. So let's go ahead with the first category. So health. So here are some of the questions you can ask yourself, okay, to assess yourself in this category. So how is your day-to-day health? Are you eating a balanced diet? Do you smoke? Are you drinking in moderation? How often are you exercising? Do you feel fit enough to walk up a flight of stairs? Do you feel fit for your age? When was your last medical checkup and how did it go? Are there any health issues that are bugging you? Are you addicted to any substances? So by running through these questions, you can give yourself a score on 1 to 10, write it down somewhere or make a mental note, and then we'll collect all this information later, okay? So let's go on to the next one. So the next category is wealth. So once again, some questions to ask yourself. What is your ideal amount that you want to earn each month? Are you living your ideal lifestyle with the amount of money that you currently have? Do you feel comfortable with what you have? Are you in debt? What is your net worth? What assets do you have? How many income streams do you have? Will you be able to retire comfortably with your wealth? So same thing, you can go ahead and give yourself a score for this category. And the third category that we're talking about is relationships. So some questions are, how are your current relationships doing? Are there any major issues between you and your partner that you've not addressed? What are the quality of your other relationships like? Do you have a close circle of friends and/or family who you can rely on when emergencies and troubles arise? What is your relationship with your family like? Are there any major toxic patterns that keep showing up in your relationships? So go ahead and assess yourself in this category of relationships. So next, we're talking about career. So how is your career doing? Are there certain factors that you want to see more of or less of? Is your career aligned with your purpose in life? What meaning do you get out of your career? Does your career have more positives than negatives, or vice versa? Are there potential future career opportunities that you're working towards? Are there certain goalposts that you are achieving or progressing towards? Do you enjoy your current working environment and work tasks? What do you enjoy or not enjoy? So go ahead and give yourself a score for the career section. And then we move on to purpose. Are you currently fulfilled in your life? What is the purpose that you're focusing on in your life? What would you like to do more of or less of? Is there a higher goal or vision that you wish to undertake? How can you spend more time on the things that matter the most to you? Are there any mentors or coaches that you would like to learn from? How can you give back to society? Are there any side projects that you would like to start? So once again, give yourself an assessment and rank yourself for this area of purpose. So finally, we come to the last one, which is mental wellness. So how is your current emotional or mental state? Are there deep-rooted issues that you've not tackled? Do you notice any negative patterns of behavior that affect your mental health? Do you have any triggers? How do you deal with them? Have you considered going for counseling or therapy? Do you have a strong support system of friends or family? Are you clear on your emotional or mental needs and how you can meet them? Have you put aside some time for reflection or personal me time? Do you have a daily meditation, spiritual, or religious practice that keeps you grounded? So finally, we want to assess ourselves in this area, and then we're going to go on to the chart, okay? So let's take a look. So this is your chart for the 6 pillars of success. We have relationships, career, purpose, health, mental wellness, and wealth. So taking all the scores that you already written down earlier, on a score of 1 to 10, right? So you can map them out on this chart for the 6 different areas. So there's not really any numbers here, but you can do a rough gauge, right? Obviously, if you have higher scores, you'll be marking them further out on the line. And then you can draw a web that connects all the 6 categories together, and you can see an overall picture. Okay, let me show you an example. So this is how you could map your self-assessment out. Okay, so obviously this is a very ideal scoring because it has very balanced for all 6 categories, which is not normally the case. Okay, so obviously maybe you might have certain areas that are higher than others. For example, maybe relationships and wealth are very high, and then mental wellness and health are a bit lower. So you just draw them accordingly and connect them as well. Okay. So this is your self-assessment, and this is an overall chart for you to look at and use each time. So let's just give you a few tips about this scoring system. So this is an overall framework and a tool, right? So there are no right or wrong answers here. So the important thing is really to be truthful. So this chart can only help you gain more clarity about your situation, but if you're not truthful in your self-assessment, obviously there will be inaccurate scores, right? So the other thing that's important is also that you shouldn't beat yourself up if you score lower in certain areas. This is not a competition with others. It's basically just a guide and a framework or tool to help you improve your own life. So if there are other categories and areas that are important to you as well, you can add them in. You can customize it as you see fit. And also, these rankings and scores are dynamic, right? As our life continues to change, and we might, have different scores across our life. So it's important to use this as a guide, and you can always keep reviewing it to see where things are off in your life, where things are missing, and you can see it quite clearly in this chart. So it's basically a guide and a tool to help you think about how you are faring in life so far. Okay, so no right or wrong answers, and yeah, it's just here to help you see and assess your current life. So yeah, how was that exercise for you? Did you learn anything? Yeah, when you rank yourself, was it balanced, in the whole chart? Were there some areas that were ranked very high and some ranked very low? Was there a lot of lopsidedness in there? Yeah, so do share with me. I mean, you can drop some comments or notes below if you want to. I think this exercise is pretty practical. You can use it anytime. You can review it all the time. You might need to update it once in a while, because a lot of things happen, right, during your life. You might have a new job, you might change your career, you might move to a different location. I don't know, there's so many things that can happen, right? So it's important to keep looking at this, updating it, reviewing it from time to time, especially when you feel like there's something out of whack or something off in your life, right? I use this sometimes to help me as well. So if there's something that I feel that I'm lacking, the chart really helps to pinpoint that area, right, where I might need to focus a little bit more on. So I hope you learned something good from this exercise. If you do, please share with me. And if you really like this content, please subscribe to my channel. And yeah, do let me know what else you would like to see from me. I love to hear from you. And thank you so much. Bye.